We're going to take you live now to Treasurer Jim Chalmers, who is speaking in Cairns, Queensland.
The government's policies are helping to put downward pressure on inflation, but we know that there's more work to do because people are still under pressure.
Treasurer, you've been outspoken, your government's been outspoken in the past about building resilience into recovery. How is the federal government funding support for this region going to ensure that it builds back in a way that in 5-10 years' time we're not seeing roads obliterated again, and an economy forward to its knees?
Look, this is a wonderful community and it's an important part of the national economy, and we share the frustration that local people feel about the increasing regularity of these natural disasters and having to rebuild infrastructure each time. I understand that that is a source of some frustration here. This is why we're putting so much effort into mitigation. It's why the Prime Minister and the Premier have been here the last couple of days working out what we can do together to help rebuild this community stronger. As you know, I've had important discussions with Advance Cairns while I'm here and with other groups. We will consider in the usual way any proposals that people put to us so that we can make this really important community and really important local economy even more resilient.
One of those key points of resilience is the Cairns Water Security Project. Are you able to rule out the possibility that additional federal funding won't be forthcoming for that?
Look, I'm not prepared to make an announcement today. As the Prime Minister said, we will give that proposal proper consideration. As you know, there's already substantial investment flowing in water in the tropical far north Queensland. What we're talking about here is an increase in costs, which is familiar to infrastructure projects, water or otherwise, right around Australia. The Prime Minister has said, and I repeat today, we are prepared to give that project proper consideration. I don't want to preempt the usual processes to do that. I assure local people that we'll do what we can afford to do, what we can responsibly do to help this really important community rebuild.
Treasurer, as we get closer to the 3% target, does it mean that the government won't have to do as much in the May budget for cost of living?
We know that people are still under pressure, even as inflation in our economy moderates substantially. This 4.3% today is substantially lower than the 4.9% we saw in the month before. It's much lower than the 6.1% that we inherited from our predecessors, and it's about half of what it was at its peak. So this is a really welcome and encouraging outcome, but we don't get carried away because we know people are still under the pump. That's why we're rolling out this cost of living relief, which is helping. We saw that again in today's figures. That's why we are prepared to consider in the May budget any additional help that we could provide in the usual responsible and affordable way.
You said the impacts of the Stage 3.
OK, Treasurer Jim Chalmers speaking there in Cairns about inflation falling down to 4.3% from 4.9% in November, but acknowledging there that there is always more work to be done.